This is the best thing that you'll see all week. Selena Gomez's failed publicity stunt crying for illegal migrant deportations is blown up in her face, and the internet meme culture is having an absolute field day mocking it. It begins with Candace Owens giving us this moment of hilarity on her show, and you need to see this for yourself before I tell you more about it.
That level where they get to eccentric, where it's picturing her setting up for that makes me laugh, right? So you have a feeling coming on. Imagine you in your life, like something happens, I don't know, you start crying hysterically, like nobody grabs their cell phone. Think about the steps there, right? I'm sad. I open my Instagram. My live. I am so sorry. My live? Is it going? Is it going? Okay, it's live. Bad sir. I'm so sorry. I don't know why this happened. It's weird. It's the moment of consciousness that is weird for me, that you're thinking about. For me, it tells me you're not really sad, because when you cry and you're actually super upset about something, the last thing you're thinking about is social media. You're not trying to capture social media. So this only works if you're being filmed. Like, okay, if you're on a reality TV show and then you're being filmed and so somebody captures you crying, then I might be like, oh, that's actually really sad. Like, you know, Kylie Jenner's crying, obviously doesn't want the production around to capture this, but she's her own producer. She's her own videographer and she's crying. So I think it's weird and I think it's funny and I think it's okay for us to objectively embrace the fact that Selena Gomez crying on Instagram is funny. And we have to tell them that it's funny and it's weird so they stop being weird and funny in that way. So anyways, just wanted to show you that. Selena, no hard feelings. Seriously, I hope you have an amazing wedding, but it's a little annoying that you did that.
Priceless. And you know what? There's really no other way to respond to this. How do you respond to a rich and out-of-touch celebrity for their selective and performative outrage that you know is just a way to virtue signal to their audience? The truth is you can't, because there's no logic that you can follow with someone like Selena Gomez, whose first instinct at deportation of illegal immigrants is to cry about it and make it about race by calling them her people. By the way, we expose these tricks like no one else can, so subscribe and hit the notification bell to become part of the conversation. Now here's the crazier part. Selena's literally a billionaire herself with a 10,000 square foot mansion in Texas that she won't open up to illegal immigrants. And that's because boundaries only feel real when it's close to home. Not just that, isn't it kind of weird that she just deleted the whole video from Instagram in just a few minutes as if nobody will remember? Not just that, it's also the fact that nobody deliberately films themselves crying like this. That just gives an eerie fake vibe to this entire stunt, and even Candace will agree.
Here she is, just like relating to the amigos. And there's another reason why it's also funny. And so I want you to love with me, irrespective of what you think, even if you're on the left and you just love the idea of, I don't know, mass illegal immigration, you have to acknowledge that celebrities in general, like their solution to problems are funny, because regular people, it's knowing that she set up her phone to cry that really gets me, because it disturbs me. It's like what I said last week. Celebrities don't know they're insane, right? They don't know. I don't know how much money has to be in your bank account before you trip over into the insanity. I don't know how much money you have to have before you start sending text messages about being Daenerys Targaryen and having little monster dragons. Like, I need to know what that number is that hits in your account, where then you're like, I'm just crazy. But I guess they're called eccentric, because rich people are called eccentric, poor people are called crazy.
I love that phrase, don't know they're insane, and that's kind of correct, because even if you were to give Selena Gomez a charitable reading for that stunt, perhaps she's genuinely upset about the hard legal line that crossing into this country illegally will have you deported. And that's not about race, it's about an issue that can be clouded by some misplaced notion of compassion. Not just that, it really does signal a shift in the culture as well, that Selena Gomez right now is just being mocked for it online rather than being turned into some sort of celebrity avatar for the migration cause on the left, which you would have seen just a few years ago. And now it's even crossed over to my favorite Australian TV hosts at Sky News, mocking the singer for it, and it was pretty funny.
Just wanted to say that I'm so sorry. All my people are getting attacked. Children. I don't understand. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't. I don't know what to do. I'll try everything, I promise.
Oh, wish I could do something to get more clicks on Twitter. Oh. Give that girl an Oscar, I say.
See what I mean? Even at home, Republican politicians and even the White House itself seem to be running with this theme, ridiculing Selena Gomez for this misplaced empathy, which of course she didn't have for the hundreds of thousands of Americans that lost their lives because of the drugs coming across the border, or the children that have been trafficked by cartels, or the lives of Americans inland like Lake and Riley lost to the scourge of mass unchecked illegal immigration. And here's something that no one seems to be talking about right now. Every single person deported or prevented from entering still has a legal pathway to enter the country, just like every country on the planet that respects its laws and boundaries. And that's a fact that just seems to be completely lost in all of this moral confusion.
That's fine. They just can't be in our country because they broke the law. And it's tremendous to me as someone who married an immigrant, okay, to go through the process legally. I'm just stunned. Do you guys not know, like Selena crying, Colombian president, did you not know there's an option to come into this country legally? That's I don't know, that just completely seems crazy. Like the only way that you can get in is through the southern border and by breaking the law, because that's not a reality. And the people that go through the process like I do, and it takes years, it just frustrates me when they are signaling to us that the years that we spent, the paperwork, the interviews that my husband and I have had to do, you know, and they get to just go, well, we snuck in. And so now we want the rights and we want free handouts and we want welfare benefits. And that's what we got under President Biden.
That's perhaps why former Senate candidate from the Republican Party, Sam Parker, went even further than normal in this pushback against Selena, writing on X, quote, Selena Gomez picked illegal immigrants over American people because she's the third generation descendant of Mexican illegals who received citizenship in the 1987 amnesty. She has an entitlement attitude towards America like her illegal grandparents. Maybe Selena should be deported too, ? End quote. Now, of course, I do not agree with that sentiment. This is just me reading a quote. Let's continue. Now, Sam shared the kind of response he got in his DMs from Selena fans, and this one apparently stung Selena Gomez enough to come out with a response to the Senate candidate, writing in her Instagram story, quote, oh, Mr. Parker, thanks for the laugh and the threat. Even the White House official handle on X posted videos of people asking Selena Gomez why she didn't cry for Americans the same way.
What about our children who were brutally murdered and beat to death?
Just want to say that I'm so sorry. All my people are getting attacked. Children.
Seeing that video, it's hard to believe that it's actually genuine and real because she's an actress.
You don't know who you're crying for. What about our children who were brutally murdered and beat to death and left on the floor by these illegal immigrants?
I just feel like it's a ruse to deceive people and to garner sympathy for lawlessness.
I wish I could do something, but I can't.
My daughter was a child. There's many other children whose lives were taken due to people who crossed here illegally.
They didn't cry for our daughters.
No one has stood up except for us mothers to cry out.
And when even the White House responds, that's evidence that this got out of hand at the very least for Selena. Very quickly, deleting the video didn't help at all either, though of course her co-star on a recent film, Chrissy Teigen, had a half-baked defense for Selena against this White House video, saying, quote, empathy should never be frowned upon or made fun of, and the fact that the White House has enough time to even make a statement or a video about it is effing preposterous and disgusting and lame and loser behavior, end quote. But it's clear that Americans just aren't buying it anymore, so let me know in the comments what you thought about this entire saga, and share this across your social media to get the word out. I think the response that we've seen to rich celebrities talking down to the American people is a sign that most people have had enough of this moral lecturing and gaslighting from Hollywood and pop culture elite.